I just want to start off this video by saying I made a really good fucking grilled cheese this morning. Anyway, thank you so much for the support on the last video. It was so fucking cool getting recognized in DOA. If any of you recognize me in DOA, please come say hi. I love talking to you people. It's great. It was so fucking cool having people from the community be like, hey, that's Threetha's video, I know that guy. Anyway, I've been getting asked this a lot also. It's Threetha. It is pronounced Threetha. Yes, it is dumb. Yes, it probably should be pronounced Threeth or Thirth or something else, but it's Threetha, and there's a lot of lore behind that name, but that is a video for another time. I do want to preface this video by saying there will be a brief mention of self-harm. There will be a warning before it happens. There will be a timestamp for the moment after it's over.
What the hell?
Entry Point is a first-person shooter Roblox game. It's not important. It's just going to be providing some background for what happened here. My YouTube channel was actually founded upon Entry Point. I wanted to be an Entry Point YouTuber. My first video was an Entry Point video. It's not up. Don't try looking for it. The year was 2020. Everyone was stuck inside, and I was looking for some sense of community. So what did I do? I go on the Google machines, and I type in Entry Point Discord server. I find an unofficial one on Reddit. It had about 200 members, but that was good enough for me, so I joined. Honestly, the server was really dumb. The moderators kind of sucked, except for one guy. If you're watching this, you know who you are. You're cool. At some point in 2021, a DLC, if you will, released for Entry Point. Except it was a Roblox game, so it's not really considered a DLC, but that's not really important. The DLC was 3 new missions, and I bought it. And there was someone in the server who knew I had it, and he didn't. So what did he do? He DM'd me and asked me to make a lobby for us to play the new missions together. Little did I know, that one DM would send me, and also him, on a spiraling journey down into the abyss. And by the abyss, I mean the Discord abyss of anime profile pictures, and furries, and all of this shit.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck!
Oh no, it's the anime profile pictures. It's the romantic aberrations. The edgy Roblox avatars. Oh no, it's the furries.
I think Vlad's just gonna be like a reoccurring character on the show at this point.
The exact moment Walter White became Heisenberg. Except imagine a 13-year-old boy becoming edgy as fuck and faking depression. That's what this is about. His name is Legendary, with 2 eyes. I don't exactly know what compelled him to do this, but what I do know is that he did have these imaginary friends, if you will. Actually, not if you will, he's a 13-year-old, he shouldn't have imaginary friends, but he called them imaginary friends. 3 of my imaginary friends died. One of them had a big impact on my life. I'm having a funeral for them tomorrow at school. I can't take this shit seriously, this fucking retard. And he also had a crush on this one girl, then found out she had a boyfriend. So maybe that contributed a little bit. But also, like, I get it. That can be rough. It's happened to me once. But, like, you don't have to start faking depression like this, dude. Come on. I believe I have atypical depression. Go see a therapist. I don't want to. And get it diagnosed. In order to see a therapist, it costs money. Do you have any plans on stopping your bullshit? Once my crush says she will date me. So you're guilt-tripping her. What? Oh, I have depression. Give me a handjob or I'll cut myself. Is that really what your plan is? No. You're gonna fake depression until she dates you. What are you gonna tell her once she does? Wow, my atypical depression has suddenly gone away. 1, it's a shitty way of getting a girl. 2, girls don't like men who fake mental illnesses. People don't like that in general. That's not my only way. You'll look back at this shit in a year or 2 and say to yourself, man, I was really fucking edgy back then. You know you're not actually depressed. You're completely aware of it, but you're lying to yourself. I suffer from emotional and mental abuse, loss and anxiety. You sure about that one, Chief? Your imaginary friends died and some people bullied you on Discord. Boo fucking who. Sooner or later you're gonna end up believing your own lie. Maybe you already are. Is it really worth it? Do you really have to fake a mental illness for whatever fucking goal you're trying to achieve? You're gonna get bullied so much you'll actually become depressed. I am already. I have atypical depression. Is it diagnosed? By a professional? I'm joining ISIS if you say no. You're not depressed, you're just edgy. I had an edgy phase in 2019. I watched one video on YouTube called 10 Signs You're Depressed or something, and I just went off of that. Now 3 years later, I'm looking back at that phase and thinking, man, I was fucking retarded. Listen to my advice. I'm trying to stop you from getting bullied by normal people. I predicted all this shit. This was a terrible turn of events. But me, having gone through a similar edgy phase where I also faked depression, and knowing this guy before all this shit started, I thought, you know what? It's just a phase. It'll blow over. And I was half right. It was just a phase. But did it blow over? No. It didn't blow over. It exploded like the fucking nuke dropped on Nagasaki. Something he did that I really fucking hated, and I still do, is he stole my art one time. Well, almost. Hippity hoppity, your art is now my property. What? Don't steal my art. It's a good show. Watch the first episode and actually pay attention, then maybe I'll delete it. I already downloaded it. He's talking about a show that he watched at this point in time, by the way. Skull emoji. If you're stealing my art, I will fucking block you. We will no longer be friends. I'm not even joking. You know, it's funny that I had to specify that I wasn't even joking. Well, not exactly funny, kind of just sad. But I did threaten to block him once he started faking depression. Honestly, it was a mistake not following through on that. This is the part where it gets kind of confusing. Just a little bit. Legendary has changed his Discord username and profile picture several times, but these are all him. Now, the chapter name is a little bit goofy, you know, flour. Like, the thing you use to make bread. I think you use flour and bread, I'm not sure. I dropped out of Food Studies 9, so, you know, I wouldn't know. But flour is Legendary's alt account. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's just an alt account. What's wrong with that? Thing is, it wasn't just an alt account. It was Legendary's quote-unquote imaginary girlfriend. Yeah, it sounds fucking retarded. What Legendary would do with this is he told me and only me that it was an alt account. With all of his friends, he would like use it to join servers, and he would talk to his friends and refer to himself in the third person and do all of this goofy ass shit. And I was the only person who he like admitted it was an imaginary girlfriend to. It sounds so fucking dumb now that I'm saying it out loud. I mean, it sounded dumb when I first like found out about it, but it sounds dumber now that I'm saying it out loud. But with all of his other friends, he would just say that like it was his girlfriend. You know, so he could seem cool and whatnot. Why? Anime profile picture. Blech! I'm only an imaginary person inside Legendary's mind. Uh-oh, you're gonna start self-diagnosing yourself with DID now. I'm his imaginary girlfriend. How's your day? Good. So what do you find cool about being Lucas's friend? He's nice. Yeah, I know that. Why do you like being his friend? He's loyal. Fun fact about Legendary, he actually made a little cameo in one of my videos. Well, a screenshot from our DMs did, at least. This screenshot of a screenshot from a YouTube video actually made it into one of my YouTube videos. The one about Psych to Go. It was featured in there for like 5 seconds. Not only did he use flour to sort of just lie to his friends, not even sort of just lie, just straight up lie to his friends, he also used flour to sort of manipulate me. Do you still use flour? Why do you ask? Because I want to know if you've changed. Flour was the main reason I blocked you. That and the manipulation. What manipulation? This is a screenshot within a screenshot, so kind of Discord inception. You know Threetho, right? Tell him I said, the reason Flower exists is because of people like him. Make sure he knows it was from me. It might not make sense to you, but it's personal stuff between me and him. Don't ask him what it means. By the way, the blocking thing I'm referencing is something that happened in, I think, July of 2022. Somewhere in the summer. Could be June, July, August, one of those months. It'll come up later. It was a pretty pivotal moment in this whole plot line. Also this. So if you don't like me now, blocking me may make me worse. Is that meant to be a threat? Maybe. This too. Lee, don't leave me, please. I can't go through that again. You're hurting me. AFK. You are the definition of real smooth. I swear I'm not going AFK on purpose. Is there anything you want to say? At Threetha, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Smooth. I find it really funny how he's like saying, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to say what you want to say, and then we're gonna stop talking. It's like, dude, you're the one who begged me to unblock you, alright? You don't get to fucking say this shit. Like you have any control. Alright, this is where things get pretty fucking bad. This is that brief mention of self-harm that I referenced it earlier in the video in the beginning. You can skip here if you want to skip that. If not, then you fucking hear that? I accidentally kicked a plate that was on my floor. Okay, anyway. Too emo for you. Have you tried self-harm? What kind of a fucking question is that? But to answer it, no, I have not. Okay, I will tell you something. Yeah, tell me something. The best and most painless way to do it is with a blank. I use a blank. You blank. Just a tip. For when you want to try. It's kinda cool. Doing it releases a hormone that helps relieve stress and stuff. When I want to try. When. Not if. When. Lucas, what the fuck are you doing? Answer me. What are you doing? Tell me exactly. Describe it in exact and specific words. Are you implying I should self-harm? No. Are you implying that I will self-harm? Because you said when and not if. Not a person like you. You're too careless about life and stuff. What's that supposed to mean? What do you think it means? Do you think I haven't suffered in life? It only bleeds for a minute. Do you think you're the only person who has ever had a bad day? I did not say that. I did not say that. Well, you sure as hell implied it. And if that's not what you meant, then you should be more specific when you're wording. Alright, this is my least favorite legendary quote. Sorry, I'm not good at talking. You sound retarded. I'm just saying that right now. You go from like edgy and mysterious to cutesy and innocent in like a second. This will be a reoccurring theme throughout the whole fucking video. Just not taking anything seriously, using these stupid fucking emoticon faces. It is fucking torture reading these DMs. Now, a little while after this, I decided to confront him after blocking him, because, you know, that whole self-harm bit, that was really just the last straw for me. It is the worst thing he has ever done to me, at least. I'm not sure if he's done things, you know, similar to this to other people, but that's the worst he's done to me. This is how the conversation went after the confrontation. First off, another screenshot within a screenshot here. When you friended me last time, I was excited to talk with you again. When I saw what you said, it really hurt. A lot. I know you were trying to, so good job. I didn't want to hurt you. I wanted you to know what you did and why it was wrong. I'm sorry that this happened. Yeah, well, you're a little late. You know, I didn't think you've ever said sorry once, unless you were faced with the fact that there are consequences for the bad shit you did. Like losing the friends you did it to. Lying and manipulating were not what I ever wanted to do. And I didn't encourage you to self-harm. I was simply listing a way to do it. I don't care what your intentions were. You tried to make me feel bad for you. I didn't. You listed off a way you self-harmed. In detail. A lot of detail, Lucas. And then you said to do the same things you did. When I wanted to try it. Even if you said if you want to try it. I didn't mean to say it like that. Well, you fucking did. If I called someone an asshole and say, actually, I meant to say you're nice, who the fuck cares? I called them an asshole. It doesn't matter what my intentions were. I did something bad. That's what really pisses me off about this whole thing. I don't even think you're sorry. I think you still believe that you're in the right. About what? I've acknowledged my actions have caused the loss of the closest friend I've ever had, apologized, and now want to start over. That's not how it works. That's not how anything works. What do you want me to do then? This is a little while, I don't even know if it's before or after this, honestly. But it's somewhere around the same time. I was trying not to be so much of an ass back in the day, when you were just starting to become edgy. You know, I figure we all go through that phase at some point. But this shit is just getting out of hand. Your imaginary friends died, and you said you suffer from... What was it? I cried so much. I'm not lying. After their loss, I think I have depression now. I'm blocking you. Now's your chance for some last words. I told you I'd block you after you started self-diagnosing yourself with depression. I'm dealing with loss. That was in the past. So what? If you do something bad, it doesn't matter how long ago it was. It was still a bad thing, and you still did it. You're holding a grudge. The Bible teaches to forgive. And I'm not going to forgive someone who refuses to change. If you stop being so edgy, and stop being so fucking retarded, and went, hey, you know, I was really edgy back then, but I'm normal now, I'd forgive you. No fucking problem there. Except that's not what you're doing. Additionally, one time he asked to talk to me, and I was like, okay, you know what, sure, I'll give you some time. I gave him like 10 minutes or something. No, probably more than that, honestly. I don't even know how long it was. But it was definitely more than 10. And he did not say anything during those minutes until he had 2 minutes left. And this is the conversation that ensued afterwards. 2 minutes. I can tell you spent your time wisely. Let me talk. Nah, I was playing with my friends. Let me talk. When I'm finished, you can block me. The friends whom you spent so long trying to convince me you didn't have? I never said that. Bro, I have to go. My favorite color is black. I cry myself to sleep 3 days a week. I listen to lo-fi non-stop, and I overthink all my emotions. I'm socially unstable, and I have about 5 friends. Would you call that emo? By the way, after he started becoming, like, edgy and faking depression and shit, he started constantly listening to lo-fi music, and he would never shut up about it. It was a growing problem. It was terrible. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't go back and retrieve more screenshots, because Legendary, being the pussy that he is, deleted, like, all of the bad shit he said from our DMs. So all I have are screenshots that I sent my friends before the DMs were deleted. You can't do retarded shit to other people, apologize a month later, and then expect them to just be friends with you again. You fucked up, Lucas, and you have to deal with the consequences. It's not that I want bad things to happen to you. I just don't want to be around you. You're a fucking manipulative, edgy kid who doesn't understand how relationships work. And I know I'm only a year older than you, but I think there's a very clear difference in maturity here. I'm not the most mature person, but I don't say shit like this. Honestly, I wasn't even planning on being as harsh as I was. I would have just said something like, I blocked you because you did this and that and goodbye. But no, you had to do this fucking bullshit. And you know what? I think your apology was half-assed. Look at this shit, Lucas. You turned it into defense halfway through. You could have fucking said, I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and it would have been a better fucking apology. Apologies are to admit your wrongdoings, not to defend them. Also, these emoticons, they make me think you're not taking this seriously. Do you want to respond? No, I don't think I will. It was okay being friends. Now this is where things really take a turn. For the worst. Not exactly. I feel like if I say that, I'm going to be eliminating at least some part of my audience. Legendary became a furry. Well, not at first. At first he decided to have, quote-unquote, a cat persona. So, a fursona. And he argued again and again and again with everyone he knew who called him a furry. And he would say, there's a difference between me and a furry. I don't know why I sounded like Joe Biden when I said that, but he would argue with everyone, claiming that he wasn't a furry, until eventually, like a month after that, he finally realized that he actually was one. And honestly, I don't really care, alright? I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about furries, because who fucking cares? As long as you're not being, like, overly obnoxious, like he was, it's, like, who cares? Who gives a shit? The only difference between me and a furry is that I don't go around in the costume embarrassing myself in front of everyone. There's a major difference between me and a fucking furry. I love cats. Some furries love cats too, I know. But I don't get a fucking $600 Halloween costume that's 200 degrees inside and fucking wear it every day. Everywhere embarrassing myself in front of everyone, thinking I'm a fucking animal. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Legendary being a furry kind of led to his downfall. Because for some reason he thought being a furry kind of just consisted of spamming ooh-woos and oh-woos and :3s and all this shit. And it was annoying as fuck. Actually, for some fucking reason, big mistake here, but I decided to give him one last chance. Because, he showed some promise to change. Unfortunately, I was very incorrect about that. He did not change. He was still annoying as fuck, and I still fucking hate him. This is why nobody likes you, Lucas. Too bad. Skull emoji, skull emoji. I just saw a dog take a fat shit. Shut up, man. You sound like a goofy goober. Shut the fuck up. I'm not even joking, man. You can't do things that you know for a fact people will dislike you for, and then when you get called out for it, you go, too bad. Cry much? Now, ever since then, Legendary and I have had a few encounters, but overall, we are no longer friends. This guy fucking sucks. He does have a YouTube channel. If you find it, I do ask that you don't go over there and harass him or anything, because that just creates more problems. But you should try to avoid it, honestly. Just knowing what he's done. Thank you for being here. This is a long one. You should also join my Discord server. It's quite cool. There's a lot of idiots in there, including me. You also get to vote on, I hit my fucking microphone when I was saying that. Okay. Anyway, you get to vote on, video topics and what kind of video games will be in the background of the video. It's really cool. You get to interact with the community also. I say community like it's a bunch of people, but really it's a Discord server with 80 members and only 5 active ones. I'm in there. I'm very active there. Come say hi. That's gonna be it. Goodbye.